Hi, good morning. Today is April 7th, 2014. Just getting my voice back a little bit. I want to see if it works very well. I don't know if I'll get through this or not. Anyway, I'd like to tell you something about my Uncle Bill, my drinking Uncle Bill. He was my mother's brother, and he was no bachelor, he never married, but he was an alcoholic, my drinking Uncle Bill. And during the Depression, he lived with me and my family, and he'd come home drunk and get up the next morning and go to work. And he'd stand in front of the mirror, shave, hands were trembling like this, Nicky's, and then he'd reach behind the counter, take a quick slug of whiskey. I said, "Uncle Bill, why are you doing that? Since you were drunk last night." And you look at you now. He says, "Yeah, Raymond, you don't understand. This stuff is like medicine for me." He says, look, I've had some. My hands are better already. We call it getting some hair of the dog that bit me. Then he'd put on his tie and catch his ride to work. Yeah, he did feel better. He did feel better. I do admit that. Anyway, that's simply the beginning. Now I'd like to read to you a letter I wrote to the editor of our local newspaper. It was in last November of 2013, entitled "Words of Infelicity, Words of Atonement," referred to a letter I'd written to the Board of Supervisors, many years ago, which somebody called my attention. "Ray, you can't say that," because I'd call people infidels. And he said, you can't call people infidels." Well, good Lord, I didn't know who had read that letter. It had been on the public records now since 2008, I think it was. So I wrote a letter of apology, words of infelicity, words of atonement, and sent it to the editor of the local newspaper, and he published it. I'd like to read you a couple paragraphs of that. This is after I mentioned that it refers to a letter which I had written, which included the word infidels. So now, years later, and with all the decorum I can muster, I apologize to the world and anyone in it who may have been offended by the word infidels, and substitute for it the words disciples of progress, which I intend to mean a stratum of humanity, apparently extending across all racial and cultural boundaries, obsessed with money to the extent that they never get enough of it, sort of like a dub, a D-U-B, my drinking Uncle Bill, who was always trying to get some hair of the dog that bit him. And then I apologized, I signed my name, Rayco. Yeah, my Uncle Bill was always trying to get some hair of the dog that bit him, and he did feel better on account of it, but he was still drunk. And next time Congress tries to raise the debt limit or something, you think about that, because we're still drunk. We're besotted, as a society, we're besotted with more of everything, more money, more of this, more of that. Think of next time you see an opportunity when your Board of Supervisors or your City Council or your Planning Commission is trying to, or the Visa company calls you, wants to buy a new card, spend more money. Think of my DUB, my drinking Uncle Bill. Hey, God bless you guys. That's it for today. Thank you. Ciao. Bye-bye.